Good morning, everyone. Hit up some questions so we can get this rolling. So we got a public service announcement this morning. Nancy Jean had a little episode last night and she's in the hospital. She is fine. She called me this morning, but her blood pressure rose and her oxygen levels were a little too low. Doctors think that had something to do with possibly getting the flu or something and put everything out of whack. But she gave me a call this morning. She's doing good and she wants to say hello to everyone. And then she'll probably be back Tuesday for her normal programming she likes to do. So happy Father's Day to any fathers out there. Me, myself, had a good day yesterday. It was my granddaughter's first birthday party. So good time with family, eating a couple brewskis and chatting. So it's a good day. It's a little cloudy here. If it's warm enough, I may go out do a little fishing for my birthday, or not birthday, but Father's Day. But anyway, quite the experience yesterday with the Orange Menace. Falling asleep. Big parade. What a joke that was. But the No Kings people came out strong. Thank you, Lisa. Papa today. Yeah, millions of people protesting. Yeah, the Orange Menace knows. It crushes his soul. It really does. He just stays in his own little world that he's the best ever, and continues his grifting and everything. So, Minocqua had 800. Nice. I seen a post in Madison, Wisconsin. The police were leading the protest parade. They were on bicycles and nothing, nothing. 15,000 Madison. Oh, thanks, Gene. But nothing aggravating or getting rough or anything. It's all good. Thanks for the question, curiosity. Break up the USA. That's his gig. Always being divisive. Pit MAGA against the good people of the United States that care about everyone. Okay, thank you, Beth, for the question. Did everyone see that horrifying thing yesterday with this right winger that targeted Democrats in Minnesota? Prayers to the families. It's got to be horrifying. You can't imagine just doing your job, and some right winger goes out there and has a list, and it hurts. It hurts when people die like that. And it's Trump's rhetoric. It always has been. Death threats to lawmakers. Republicans are afraid to speak up and hold them accountable from the death threats or a mean tweet. Good morning, Liz. Okay, let's see what I get here. It's that shooter guy. He's out of state? No. Yeah, it's amazing they haven't caught him. He was on foot, supposedly. Feels like he was hiding for a while, like in a garage or like a tool shed or something. They're showing me woods, so maybe he snuck in some woods for right now. I think they'll find. I heard Tuesday. I think they'll find him Tuesday. Some anonymous reports or something. Kind of felt unalived. That would make sense why they haven't found him if he's unalived. He's dead or alive? They show me still alive. I seen on the news he text his roommate that he's about to make some bad choices and he's gonna be he may be dead soon. Always can be wrong, but they show me he's alive yet. Feels like he's afraid to do it himself. How many more are like him? How do we know without profiles? Guys tell me there's thousands. There's thousands more radicals like him that have those ideas in their head so badly. I mean, my uncle kind of talks like that guy. I don't think he's the type to do that, but it's just the mindset and the radicalism. Brian Tyler Cohen caught a video. Felon 45. North Korean people listen to its leader. Yeah, I think he said that a long time ago, quite a few years ago. That he wanted that kind of thing that the people look up to and listen to the leader. It's in his mindset. He demands loyalty and that kind of thing, and he's never grasped that concept that being the president of the United States, you don't do that. Yeah, pretty much, Gene. It's a mental illness. MAGA is a mental illness, not to be compassionate and care for all people and that Trump, crazy stuff. It does, Diane. It hurts. People have that much anger. What was it? Has the spell broken in Trump's world? Feels a little different to me. Turns out in Olympia, Washington was amazing. Oh, awesome. Has the spell broken in the world? Trump's world. It's gone down. It's going down, obviously. We can see with the people that didn't show up, but every little tick, it's like getting the image of a tick of a clock. Every little tick, every little thing that goes on, people are paying more and more attention and waking up. I really think veterans are waking up more and more. The clown shows, they arrested some veterans protesting on the steps of the White House or wherever it was. I can't remember, but they let them out this morning. They put them in jail for protesting, sitting on the steps. And there was a 84-year-old veteran, I think it was, maybe older, but there was a clip of him saying, "I'm not done fighting," even though he was sent to prison. The old guy had a walker, and so it's cracking. Yes. Okay, I did that. It was a huge dud. Oh, Laura. Okay, I'll start that. Oh, definitely Diana. It's one thing to think you're all that, and then you become president, and it gets worse with that kind of power. The disorders and the narcissism. You know what's sad? The secretaries like Kristi Noem and whatnot just embellish that role and can lie and hurt people and talk like that. It just, I couldn't imagine how to get in that mode of being a complete despicable human being, honestly. Trying to catch him. Ian is talking about here that dragging their feet. Many of 47's administration will go to jail. Well, the right AG, yes. It seemed like Garland gave those that were, involved in January 6th planning or texting about it, Ginny Thomas, it didn't go hard enough into it when they should have been. So go to jail. Many will go to jail. I think it's easier to pick one person out at a time. Definitely Kristi Noem feels high on the list. Pete Hegseth should. The guys in finance, they feel like, they're just parroting nonsense, but the cruelty of the immigration stuff. Tom Homan. Anyone with this immigration stuff definitely feels like it's the top of the list where it could happen. But, like Besant and other people just talking nonsense, that isn't technically criminal. But yeah, everything with the immigration sure feels high on that list there. Okay. Yeah. How it cannot be a good human being is tough to wrap around. I gotta start. I'll go back to that other one. When will the responsibility for the failed immigration policy be placed on the representative senators? Okay. Okay, yeah, there is the administration, Noam, DHS, they're just running wild with no responsibility. Well, the good thing is they run out of money July 1st. The orange one stated, oh, let's tone it down. We need immigrants at hospital or hotels, the great farmers and all that. Just didn't mention construction, but place responsibility. Let's see. Will the Congress get involved this year about the immigration policies? I'm not seeing Congress getting involved this year to stop this. It's more about what this administration's doing, letting them go. The Republicans have no spine. As is. When will these policies change? I'm seeing a decrease in what's going on. For some reason, there's like a complete shift in like November. They're giving me like 6 months or so that there'll be a complete change on the policies. And can you ask your guys if they're trafficking people? Trafficking. Are there any? I'm not seeing any widespread trafficking. It's just more of cruelty that I'm getting. No due process, just putting them in like basements. The detention centers are over full. There's no room. It's kind of like arrest first and then figure it out later. I mean, lawsuits could be like crazy. It could be. But no, I mean, it feels like it's too crazy to be trafficking, because when trafficking happens, it's more coordinated. And this feels too chaotic. It's kind of like arrest everyone you can just for the cruelty. So I hope that's right. Big bust in Texas. Ugh. Marines got bored in LA. People are being cautious not to trigger them. Well, good. Sleeper cells in U.S. causing terrorist. Terrorist attack. I don't see like terrorist stuff. It feels more like, I mean, it's happened forever with like Chinese operatives and whatnot. It feels more like cybersecurity stuff. And it feels like the standard with like those Proud Boys and whatnot that do those drills and whatnot in the woods to be militant. But it doesn't feel like terrorist activity. We have those people like the shooter that do plan things like that. So technically that's terroristic, but it's more local. I mean, locality kind of stuff. So I'm not sensing terrorism. Kerry was threatened. I was threatened for being a Bernie supporter. Oof. Ouch. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Linda G farts AK live. Yeah, there was not many people there at all. If there was 10K, that's being generous, Deborah. Yeah. Oh, bless you, Deborah. Thank you for the gift. Is Elon going to spill tea or is he going to stay silent? What's up with Elon? Feels like Elon's going to chill. He does have his secrets, but he's going to wait and see. Oh, the other day he posted something radical about the Democrats are terrorists. Right? He immediately went off to this guy that what he did in Minnesota, immediately saying it was a Democrat. So Elon's still using a little bit too much ketamine and other drugs. But as far as spilling tea, he's going to hold his secrets. He's going to see how it's going to go with his contracts and the big beautiful bill. He wants to see if he's going to keep his contracts and whatnot, or if he's going to get shafted. So for right now, he's going to hold those secrets and spelling tea. So he's going to wait and see how things go for his businesses and whatnot. Thank you, D. I think Peter Thiel is more dangerous than Elon. What do you see for Thiel? Peter Thiel. Peter's smarter. He's smarter than Elon. He's trying to get into those government contracts, make his business more wealthy. But yeah, I believe he can get in those contracts more so with the Republican Congress and whatnot instead of Democrats. I think he feels like Democrats are too intrusive. So the money's there with the Republicans in charge. Dangerous, yes, in a sense that he's got this think about access to more data, more secrets is better for him rather than having what do you call it, regulations, that kind of thing. But being cruel and inhuman type of person, not really. He's got his agenda, but it's all about profits and making, Palantir and whatnot grow. Morning, Becky. Future of Stephen Miller. That ain't one guy that should be locked up in a detention camp. Stephen Miller. He's a complicated fella. The Bilderberg Group meets in Stockholm this weekend. Oof. Stephen Miller. What's the future of Stephen? Wishy-washy. He's a delusional piece of crap. Oops, one extra. Eventually his tower will fall, losing control with the Nine of Swords. Oh, thank you, Carrie. Positive vibes for Nancy Jean. So eventually his partnerships will fall. Nine of Swords, tears and frustrations. And then we got a tower coming for him. There is legal coming for him in the future. At the current situation with Nine of Wands, it's undecided. But energy is going that way, that there could be a Page of Swords would be like possible legal situations, new dark times coming up for him in the future. But there does seem to be a downfall and some court cases legal in the future. But prison, I'm not sure right now. The universe hasn't decided on him. Oops. 45 should have paid 100,000 people to show up. No, he's cheap. Okay. Anonymous. I don't know. Anonymous feels like kind of like a Stephen Greer that for the last 15 years has been saying disclosure's coming out right now. It's happening. And it never happens. So, I don't know. Oh, good. Try this. What the heck? I'll try the deck of characters on Anonymous. I mean, they talk a good game. They talk like Democrats in Twitter posts and whatnot. They say something's coming out. I don't know. I seen a message that big news coming the end of June. A lot of times I just think they're like all talk and no game. So let's see what the deck of characters have to say for Anonymous. Okay. Waterfall. That could mean some drips coming out. Sunken ship. Creating something with the womb. But then you get ghost. Ghost isn't being transparent. Ocean, desert, master, band-aid. I'll try 4 more. Unicorn, rock magnet tunnel. There's nothing here about disclosure. It's like they plan something. The waterfall would be kind of like things are moving, things are happening, and then it's a sunken ship. Sunken ship is broken. It doesn't happen. Then they come up with an idea, rebirth something, something grows, and then they ghost it. Ocean. Fruitful, things grow in the ocean, things move in the ocean, and then it becomes a desert. So they blossom something, and then it becomes nothing. They think they're a master, but then they put a Band-Aid on something. The last four. Unicorn. Not really real. Rock. Keep singing the same message. Magnet. Let's see what sticks. And then they go into a tunnel. Wait for something to come out the other end. I think it's nothing. Do some of them hack? Sure. I think they've hacked stuff. But is there anything that really explosively helps people? No. I think they're just a messaging group. Expect us. We're legion. It's kind of like saying Jesus is going to come back any day now and save us all. So I'm not seeing anything big from Anonymous. Well, if this escalates, this administration better be bringing in Congress, because that would be illegal. Israel and Iran, they're hitting each other. Both hit oil, infrastructure, communications. Thank you, Netanyahu. Russia doesn't want Iran hit because they're partners. So they're going to be mad at Israel. Hell, escalation. Right now, all I'm seeing is kind of like we see now. We hit you until they run out of missiles. That kind of feeling. Will this administration send troops on the ground? I'm not seeing any troops on the ground. They're kind of showing me like support, like perimeter support. There does feel like there could be some assistance in sorts of maybe missiles or something, but it feels like more protection. But I think there may be some escalation on our side. You know, like maybe an aircraft goes up and tries to do something, but then hits something they shouldn't have. That kind of feeling. So I don't think it's going to escalate, and I'm not seeing our troops going in, but it definitely feels like we are helping Bibby. Thank you, Oxford Cat. I'm sure Nancy Jean is feeling it. Well, will these one-off executors be stopped going forward? Oh, like that guy in Minnesota. No one would have had a clue. His roommate didn't know he had these thoughts, thought he was a good guy. it's tough to get people like that when they're in the shadows and you don't find it till after something happens. So I'm not seeing anything huge like that. Turkey, Egypt, and Pakistan aren't happy with Iran being bombed. They are a nuclear threat. Yeah, no one wants war like that. Okay. Okay, looked at that. Oh. Anyone notice how concerned Trump's aide Walt Nauta was? Walt Nauta feels like quite the caretaker. Trying to keep him awake. Oh, Carrie thinks the roommate was a liar. Oh, that'll come out. But I'm not really getting that. Anyway, anyone notice how concerned? Well, not. He's the type of guy that'll change his diaper, lie for him. Crazy got him out of prison. It was pretty funny. Trying to keep him awake. General future of South America. In curiosity, is there a worry about South America, or let's just do a thread. Hey, Jeff. What a day weekend political news. Okay. Okay. Future. What's the future of South America? Is there any focus? If you're still here, is there any focus to be on South America? What do I need to know about South America? What do we need to know about South America? Nothing's popping in about South America, as far as chaos. I feel there might be some volcanoes or something rumbling. Really not seeing anything bad. I'm not sure what you're actually looking for to focus on. I got the 10 of Cups, pretty happy family. There might be some hidden motives for some people with the moon. It looks like there might be a leader that may die this year. So I get death around an emperor. Something to do with financials, maybe stealing some money or something. Some country's going to have some wishes fulfilled. Something happened in the past, and then we got some self-discovery, and then wishes fulfilled. It feels more like a leader going away too, that kind of thing. In the end, there might be some juggling of finances, a break, good energy, and then some work to do. I don't know. The only big story I get here is that there might be one of the leaders passes away. It's the only really thing I get there for South America. South America looking to evolve in crypto. I hope not. Wish I could hear which country needs new leadership, but it feels like there's one of the leaders or presidents or semi-dictators be going bye-bye. Any repercussions from Saudi UAE not happy with Trump favoring Israel? Saudi UAE not happy with Trump favoring Israel. Yeah, I think they do feel a little betrayed because they kind of show me the anger face. All the help that they give him personally and his family. There's supposed to be more favors on this side. Let's see what the cards say about what the Saudi prince and the UAE and all them are feeling about 45 right now. Celtic Seer, who's P? Will P be alive by the end of 2025? What is that, Orange Man? UAE 45. I think the administration's getting hit from all sides. You can't please everyone, but they want. Yeah, I get a death card. Death card of contracts or something. So I think there's been some messaging, maybe to like Rubio or something, about contracts agreed upon. Now they're arguing. Knight of Cups, the Sun, and Ten of Coins. They have influence over Trump with financial dealings. They'll come to light. I think they're not happy. In the end, we have spies, we have sadness and unloved. So family support. I think family support's going to go bye-bye. If they continue on this path, because I'm getting a lot of money things, like there's connections with family, money, contracts, could be gentleman agreements or otherwise. You know, Kushner with the money, these stupid hotels, whatnot, the silly $400,000 jet from Qatar, whatever, those people, right? We have deals, and you're doing this, causing tensions in that area, So I'm really getting the sense that there might be a death to these contracts. With supporting, Kushner, not building those hotel golf things going on, that kind of feeling. So I'm not seeing happiness there. Go to Beth here. NATO. Reorganize the cards. Knock out the energy. A little candle magic to wipe them clean. Okay, will anyone in NATO step forward against Trump's actions? There needs to be a little more specific, I think, Is it foreign actions or... The NATO alliance would have to do with anything within the NATO group. NATO's interest. NATO has no say about immigration or anything that's going on here. They would have a say if we try to invade Denmark, that kind of thing. Or try to force Canada to be a 51st state, that kind of thing. Would anyone step forward, NATO? NATO step forward. NATO step forward. NATO, so I got waiting, Four of Cups, the decisions card, and contracts being honorable. So they're showing a waiting. So you're talking Trump's actions in Ukraine, Iran, or Israel. Okay. I have good energy, things getting better, messaging coming out, truth, sort of truth comes hammering down with some clarity. There's a failure by the United States. It's more of talking. All I'm getting is like messaging. No kind of contracts. The United States is failing in their but no, I don't see NATO stepping forward with anything but messaging. It's more about talk. It isn't about actions of contracts or anything like that. Thanks, Pancakes. With the bond market crash. Well, if you have a ton of money, it's a good time to buy. Interest is pretty good right now, over 5, last I seen. But crash. No, I don't think it'll crash. I'm not seeing a crash. Because it's a threat. Foreign countries can use it as a threat to pull, to make the dollar weaker. So they're showing me a teeter-totter. Not really going back and forth, but it's wavering. But I'm not seeing the teeter-totter break. This is the image they're giving me. So I don't see a crash. It'll teeter. Linda, can you clarify that? You mean that guy in Minnesota? Thank you, Linda. Praying for Nancy. Okay, Celtic. Astrologically, September has eclipses in September. October traditionally is always thought for the stock market. Okay, I think I missed that. I did see it earlier. Oh, there you go. Downtown stock market, July to September. Okay, show me the future of the stock market. We're in June. So show me some growth in June, and then there is a flattening in July. A little bit down, and it's going to stay down. So it's going to feel pretty flat and stable once it goes down in July a little bit. So then it feels stable to September, up and down to September, and then I see it going up. So it feels like after September, October, it feels like things are stable again. So I think everything that's going on, it's going to take till like October, November to get things back to normal right now. Celtic, if you want to repeat what that means, who is P? I am unsure what you mean. Oh, does P equal that guy? We can go with that. That's a tough one because I believe P has been gone for quite a few years. I think they've been using doubles, and the Kremlin is running business as usual as if he was there. I've always seen him in a cryogenic chamber, and when everything needs to go down in the war, they'll just wheel him out and thaw him out and say he was in a crash or something. Because I was seeing him when we've seen all those videos of him shaking and having people away from him during COVID, some kind of surgery. He was trying experimental treatments like this deer antler thing. When was that? 2023 maybe? And I seen him passing like in October, November of that year. So I do not see him alive. So who does he think he's talking to? He thinks he's talking to Putin. 45 is clueless. Why would the Kremlin say anything to him? I mean, these guys have been trained forever to be just like Putin. I always felt it was Lavrov or one of those guys running the show. The other guy that was president, Medvedev or whatever, they're all bad. No, Trump was clueless. He doesn't know. The Kremlin's keeping up the threats against him. So no, he's not aware. And I really don't think I'm wrong on that one. Because I have a channeling. When I did it, it felt real. It was real that he was gone. And I'm going to stick to that prediction and thought. Okay. Look at Trump in October. What cards want that one? Trump. Show me. Assad and Khomeini have fled to Russia. Great. $45 and oh, are there Trump doubles? There was rumors a long time ago he had another person that looked like him. That one comedian always said, you got red tie Trump and blue tie Trump. I don't think there is now. I think there used to be, but I don't think there is now. Will Iran attack the USA? No. They will not attack us here. There's been a hit on 45 from Iran since 22. So. Okay. Show me 45 in October. Show me 45. Show me the orange guy in October. Show me the orange guy in October. There are changes. Do I need to say more? This is the death card. The moon, secret dreamings. Things from the past coming back to get them. So, I think the Grim Reaper's there for him. And that's all I got to say about that. He's going to be gone sometime between now and October. Gradually they are. The problem is you're going to always have those people that will not change. Will not. Will not change. It's like a, oh my God. I'm turning blurry. I'm going to switch cameras because I'm getting blurry. Okay, now I'm on the laptop camera. The webcam was getting blurry. Energy. Okay. I said earlier it was a drip, drip, drip. So it's like a leaky faucet. Drip, another person. Drip, another person. But the hardcore, you cannot change their mind. They are gone. They are completely gone. Why is he wearing a catheter and light braces? I remember he was gone. Remember that he was gone, disappeared for like 5 days, 2 weeks ago? I was getting mini strokes again. So he had more issues from having mini strokes. So this is causing bodily function problems. It's going to get worse. So when you I don't know the medical terms or whatnot, but it's causing problems there. That's why he had to wear the catheter thing. Feels like it's temporary, but everything's getting worse. It's like he's having these mini strokes constantly. Is he on dialysis? No, I don't think he's on dialysis. It was a different kind of function or treatment why he needed that catheter bag. Trump couldn't handle taco. That's why he took the day off. I was seeing mini strokes. It was a health emergency. What's today? The 14th. I think there may be another event. The 18th. So like in 4 days, like Wednesday or Thursday, you may be going bye-bye. Today's the 15th. So I was getting something about the 18th. We may see him disappear again the 18th. Oh, there you go. Susie has a recommendation about what happens. So yeah, it affects his walking and everything when these strokes happen. They're trying to control it. Yeah, I heard about that. How can that fool who's always on his phone not know everyone is calling him Taco? Is Trump sending troops to Seattle? For some reason, it's just focused on LA. It's not, they're not showing me like a big outbreak like in LA. It may be calming down soon, that it's not needed. So I don't think he'll try to break Seattle. Yeah, that's a good one. The G7 starts today. He's not there yet. As far as I know, he hasn't posted anything today. Canada says they don't want him there. Is Trump at the G7 now? I'm not seeing that. Doesn't feel like he's left. Feels like there's a plan to leave tomorrow. Yeah, I mean the raids, but as far as like boots on the ground, you know, Marines and all that he's doing in LA doesn't feel the same. Yeah. Canada doesn't allow felons. Yeah, I'm seeing a victory there. It may be my biased, but the law is the law. What he's doing is illegal. I think the appeals court just stayed it to have their own hearing, whatever. But I'm seeing that overturned, or gone. Newsom wins. Okay. Is Susie Wiles going to be a whistleblower? Who's she going to blow to? That's the biggest question. To Pam Bondi? To any inspector generals? They're all yes man for the 45 and whatnot. Like if everything is back to normal, this administration's gone, she would talk. Yeah, I mean, I guess she would talk, be a whistleblower in the end. Unlike Mark Meadows. And why isn't Mark Meadows in the Trump administration for all the good things he did for him? Susie Wiles, whistleblower. Susie Wiles, whistleblower. Susie Wiles, whistleblower. The past is showing she's another one of those. If she didn't get it go along, she would have had some heartbreak. So she stuck with him to the end. 6 of Swords, 7 of Cups, and the bad karma. So like if she didn't stick with him before, she was going to be part of the problem, because she's seen all those, when he was showing Iran documents and war documents and whatnot. She felt stuck to stick with him at that time and hope he got out of his things. So that was kind of her reward by being chief of staff, because she was loyal. Current situation, Ace of Cups. So that's like Page of Cups and Queen of Coins. So her current situation, she's just trying to keep everything stable, everything good, and making a little money on the side. Her outcome, she's going to be broken and heartbroken. Money broken, heartbroken, and heavy burdens. That's a rough ending. So yeah, I'm thinking she's going to be, someday she's going to try to save her butt, because she's going to lose everything. The security she thinks she has now in this administration is not going to turn out that way. On the bottom of my deck, I got my Empress Star card. So that's a flipper. That's a card that shows flipping, being the star of the show. Save herself, but it'll all come plummeting down when you start having to pay millions of dollars in lawyer fees. The chief of staff is the gatekeeper. Tucker is accusing Puddles of letting Israel to start World War III. What's a Puddles? Am I missing something? Oh, Steve Mnuchin came out from his crypt. How many of the ICE officers are really January 6th rioters dressed up? I don't see the rioters. I'm getting associates. So the actual people that were pardoned, I don't see them actual ones. But they are like, some of them are in that group, like our Proud Boys or Oath Keepers, those kind of feelings. But the ones that were pardoned, I'm not saying that. But many of them have that ideology or are paid to. Some aren't official officers. This is the sad thing about it. Yeah, there's a few years ago, there's Xi Jinping kind of disappeared. There was talk of health problems. Oh, what's up with G? Is he a walking corpse? Sick? Figurehead? Show me cards. What's up with G? What's up with President of China? Is he running the show? Is he okay? What's up with G? What's up with the president? What's up with the president of China? What's up with China? Okay, he did have some health issues in the past. Okay. Yeah, in the past, I think he needed some kind of assistance. He was in the hospital for a while, so he needed some medical assistance. Moving forward, things don't look good. So here's the man of power. Has a drastic change in a tower, and then losing his stability. It's kind of like my 3-4 of coins is like saving, being. It's kind of like being locked up too. If you want to do the physical end, it's gaining abilities. Could be documentation, something. But there's going to be a hardship failure. And then new leadership comes in the future. China as a whole, new leadership, and then someone younger, possibly man of honor. I'm not saying dead. It shows in the past he had some serious health issues, but moving forward, something's going to happen to his leadership or health or something. I mean, that can be a death. Something happens quickly. I didn't get the death card, but there is definitely a future where something's going to be shown, and China may have a new path coming up with a chariot. on the bottom. But no, I don't think he's a walking zombie or dead. Not very healthy. But that could change. You know, maybe he's being strung along as best he can to be the leader, but not very healthy. But I don't see him gone. Which one's that, Laura? We take the California thing. They always appeal, but it doesn't feel like it's gonna be accepted. And end of the month here, they go on break, so they don't really take any, take anything during the summer. They just kind of backlog it, or they'll do quick things of no's, but they're basically on vacation for 3 months. Netanyahu left the country. I thought he'd be arrested if he left the country. Let's see if my camera is going to work. The other one's a little clearer. Okay. Back to not blurry. Will President Xi be in power for the remainder of 20? Yes. I'm getting a yes. When will President Xi be announced he can no longer be? I'm getting about a year. They're showing me May of 26 before Xi has to be gone. So anyway, I don't. Oops. Something happened. Oh, there we go. Wheezy. Now, who are we talking about? Netanyahu. CC says taken to unknown location, possibly Greece. Oh, fleeing for safety? He missed the wedding in Florida because he wanted to start a war with Iran. Yeah, there's estimates of 10 to 20 million people protesting yesterday around the country. Compared to, 10,000 coming out for his vanity parade? Will moderates take over Iran? So you mean like not being a dictatorship kind of thing? Or I don't know much about, I don't read about Iran and what their country is ruled by, if they have open borders to vacation or whatever. I don't know. The Israel leader left in his jet with 2 jet fighters by his side. Alrighty then. Well, Iran's hitting them with missiles to overtake those patriots. Poor man fears for his life. Maybe you shouldn't have started an unwanted war. Oh, good Lord. Israel was 2 votes short of ousting. God, people are dumb. Kind of like here. We got rid of them. Israel was rid of Netanyahu, and they voted him back in again. Same thing we're doing to ourselves. Biden kept Garland in there with so many advisors. A president was his responsibility to get someone that was not tied to the devil. I think I know what you're saying, Delphi. But Joe was a little upset. Right guy, but needed to be more aggressive. Because Republicans don't care. You need to do things the right way. And in a strong way. If the evidence is there, through the legit process, prosecute. Yeah, I think their missile systems protections were working, but Iran did it well, from what I was reading. That they overwhelmed their system, like send in a little drone, and then they have none, and then they came through and overwhelmed that system. They kept firing and used up their Patriots, the protection system, and then they got through. There's a tariff negotiation. They supposedly had a great deal the other day, which is basically what they did before. So I don't think there is a negotiation. It's still a bad deal. And the American people are getting hosed. Are we heading towards a depression? No. Depression is pretty bad. I'm actually surprised the economy and inflation isn't as bad, because back in February, right when 45 was starting all these tariffs, all these executive orders, and immediately my guys go, we're going to be in a recession by June. We kind of are starting, but to be in a depression is pretty extreme. But the damage is done, right? So we got this trickling that gradually goes down. And we're about to hit rock bottom pretty soon. And it's going to take a long time to get this out. Prices are already up. Tariffs are already hurting. GDP is down. We don't have it. The numbers are going to start reflecting with unemployment or whatever right now. We're burning through money like crazy. And nothing's going down. And if they pass this bill, it's going to get worse. The market's going to be flat, but I'm still seeing a carve out, getting rid of some things and not being bad about it. It feels more like a stagflation thing. Because I don't think, it feels like we come out of it. It's like we're right near having a bad recession. Like I said, I am actually shocked that it ain't worse. because I thought it was going to get really bad. And we're teetering on the bottom. And it's going to take a while to get back to normal. Because, yeah, manufacturing is laying off people. Contracts are cut. Defense industry is not building as much. No one's coming for tourism. Retail is being more down, and it's going to hit. It's going to hit. For some reason, it doesn't feel like it's going to, bottom out to a depression. It's like right on the border. A recession is if your neighbor's out of work. A depression is if you were out of work. The empire is doomed. Yeah, so many of you know I deliver cold products mostly, meat, pork, chicken, eggs, cheese. The prices are all up. Mike Johnson is a fool. He has no soul. Okay. Anything? Okay. I think I got most of the questions. We're almost at 1:30 already. Yeah, I just have positive thoughts about everything. Yeah. A few cards for the collective moving forward. Let's call it a day. Just support Democrats. They care. They don't lie. That's the problem with MAGA. They just can't understand what a lie is. When they've been programmed for so long that Democrats are evil, they're the pedophiles, they're the demon rats, they're the liptards. It doesn't hit right. Ooh. Last card is 4 of Ariel. That means budget your money. Don't be wasteful. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Family or whatever you have, good connections with. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I think money's gonna get tight. 10 of Gabriel is 10 of Wands. The Ace of Gabriel, that's the Ace of Wands, so it's like opportunities, energy, inspiration, a sense of wonder. What I'm getting from these 3 cards, and the message is, have faith, have inspiration that we will get out of this situation, but it's going to take time. We got the burdens. We have the need for budgeting and keeping finances and people that close to yourself that are important to you, because we may need it yet. But remember, the Ace of Wands is the good card. The opportunities that come forward, but there could be some struggles. I got that 4 of coins quite a bit lately, which talks about budgeting, keeping your funds close to yourself. So yep. Hold Nancy Jean in your heart while she recovers and gets her blood pressure back to normal. And thank you for the Father's Day wish. During the live, I see, and Happy Gramps Day, that too. I see my daughter called when I was on the live. Gotta see if she was just calling to say Happy Papa's Day or what. There you go, Wheezy. Planted a vegetable garden, but that takes time to grow. Yeah. So everyone have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with me and me only, and not having the beautiful Nancy Jane to chime in and take attention off myself. So blessings, everyone, and thank you.